Hello everyone, welcome to a video explaining about a certain piece of media. Another video for school. You tell me I can make a video for school, I'm gonna jump on that. Today I want to talk about Aesop Rock's Shrunk. Aesop Rock is a rapper from New York who's been around since the mid-90s. And in 2016, he released an album called The Impossible Kid. And The Impossible Kid is an album that focuses on a bunch of things that would remind you of like an emo kid's daydream, with depression and anxiety and mourning and all of the different ways that coping with that and coming to terms with mortality in certain ways. Shrunk is specifically about the first time you go to meet a therapist and what that experience is like, told through his point of view and his eyes. It starts out with just a normal hip-hop beat, and then it goes into, for an example of where the song can go, it goes into the different points of writing down your information on a sheet. I don't know what the technical terms for all of that would be called. Your age, your social, your boxes that you check off or whatever, those kinds of things on that form. So this isn't really a representation of me in certain ways. I guess it is. It just reminds me of a certain point in my life that was very not, I was at a low point, but it was also very powerful later, going to meet my therapist for the first time in 2015, a year before this album came out, and hearing this song kind of reaffirmed, like, I don't know, I just related to it so well. Everything feels so foreign. The place that you're going to spit out all your troubles for the first time could be the most anxiety-inducing experience, and filling out that sheet. So it does remind me of my family. It does remind me of culture, of my culture, I guess, if you can call it my culture. I come from a Navy family that has moved all across the U.S. and taken bits and pieces of all of those cultures and kind of throw it into my life, musically, content-wise. It's just what's made me me. I mean, even the way I dress and stuff like that, from skater culture to graffiti culture to rap culture to metal culture to all of this stuff that I've just blended in from living in Washington or Seattle to Connecticut or San Diego or Maine or now Virginia Beach. There's a lot of differences around the world, and yeah, that all kind of accumulates into, I guess, just Aesop in general, just because of the way he raps. It's all metaphorical, it's all very knowledge based on what he's talking about. It could come from a slew of myths and legends and tales and riddles and cultures and all of these things, and just molds all of these words and sayings together. And it's a really just, most of his music is just a therapeutic way for me to break down music, I guess, and just think about things and storytelling and producing music. It's kind of insane what he can do. Family-wise, at this point in my life, when I heard this song, it was a year into me living away from my parents. And when I say away from my parents, I had already moved out when I turned 18, but they lived pretty much right down the street from me, and it was no big deal. I could go see them whenever. But in 2015, my parents moved away to Memphis. Now, family was the one to move away, and I stayed behind, and it kind of felt like I was stagnant. The main part I want to drive home, though, of why this stuck with me, the song, there's a line in the last verse that really confronts you with, like, it's him confronting his therapist, and it really makes you think about the first time you talk to a therapist and what it feels like, where he says that she's saying, "I'm not your enemy." And then he goes, "That sounds like something that my enemy would say," instead of playing off the chemistry. And then she says, "You're being difficult. I said I'm being guarded. You're $250,000 in debt, and you get more guidance. I get more guidance from my barber." That line specifically is like, it feels so strange to go to another human being with human problems and a human condition and to just dump all of your problems, all of your feelings, no matter how just locked up tight they are, to how garbled and a mess things can be in your head. It just feels strange, especially the first time. That first time is so poignant that will always stick with you.